Good evening, ladies and gents. Welcome to Game 2 of Azure versus Young Money Club. This is for the semi-finals of the Tides Rat to see who gets into the semi-finals. Currently, Young Money Club up 1-0 in the series. We'll have to see if they can take it away. My name is Coldblood, and joining me for this game will be Ragnarok. How you going?
Yeah, not bad. Game one, quite interesting. As you said, this is a battle for the semi-finals in the lower bracket, so they're getting closer and closer um, into this. Whoever does lose this game, they are in the lower bracket. They will be knocked out of this competition. I'm going to give a big congratulations to both teams for making it this far into this competition so far. Absolute amazing effort by both of these teams, showing that they're a couple of stronger sides in the Australian scene right now. But we are into this draft right now. The Naga Siren as well as Lifesteal are being banned out, as well as Elder Titan. Naga Siren causing quite a lot of havoc last game for Azure, so no surprises to see them ban it out.
No, definitely fair enough. We'll have to see if Azure can overcome their own greed. What definitely contributed to their downfall in the previous game. Of course, YMC having full reserve time now because they weren't late to game 2. They're going to employ it immediately to try and decide the second ban. Of course, Lich going to be banned out. I'm very sad because he's my favorite and one of the only heroes I really know. So, but of course the sacrifice changes and everything else just make him too overbearing at the moment. So hopefully he gets to see some competitive play soon. Venomancer going to be picked up by Azure, so they like the Veno support. Pretty safe to start off with the support, and we'll have to see if YMC decide to go for starting their aggressive tri-lane, or it looks like they're going to lock in the Crystal Maiden once again, played very well by an Honor to Fight Me. So we'll have to see if he gets that once again, roaming very strong, like you said, Rags, because of the Trank Boots and the Frostbite. Of course, he's not going to be able to combo with a Naga Siren this time, but Frostbite's still pretty strong on its own. And again, Timbersaw going to be picked up by a Young Money Club. So far, they're going with the same comp, which can be bad if I mean, there's a saying that if it works, don't no, if it's not broken, don't fix it. But it lets Azure kind of realize what they did wrong in the first game and change it and potentially do really well against YMC. Of course, they're not going to have the Naga Siren this time, but they know that a Crystal Maiden's going to be running around, and it looks like the Bounty Hunter who was banned out in the first game going to be picked up this time. So we get to see why he was banned.
Yeah, Azure right now picking up that Bounty Hunter. I'm pretty sure it's one of their signature heroes for their team, as well as that Venomancer. Venomancer with the changes that he had with half the damage of Poison Sting going onto the wards. Absolutely ridiculous amounts of damage he can pump out to heroes as well as towers right now. I mean, it's just, stupidly good right now with the changes that he's had. But with the Crystal Maiden Timbersaw pickup, no surprises from Young Money Club. They were played so very well. The same two pickups that they had in the first game as their first two. But back into the bans, we do have an Outward Devourer as well as a Mirana being banned out. Now a Rubik by Azure. So it doesn't looks like Azure really does not want to go up against that OD because he got farmed up really, really well. Had the mech, had a lot of intelligence by the end of the game, was just able to beat down on everyone. And the final ban out is Death Prophet.
Oh, so I wonder if YMC are gonna go for kind of a late game strategy where they don't want early pushes to be picked up, or maybe I'm just kind of grabbing at smoke. We'll have to see what YMC decide to go with. The gyro is open if they wanted to secure that for K Feeney, who I think is under a different name now, maybe the JV.
Or the actual player came in.
Oh, okay, so maybe he got
That would be the best thing because K Feeney was only standing in for Young Money Club, so most likely their own player managed to come in and finally made it back in time. The player we were waiting for in that first game. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how this works out. I mean, Death Prophet being banned out, there's a lot of push that can come very, very early, especially with the Venomancer pickup. But if they really wanted to push that heavily, they could just pick themselves up a Shadow Shaman support as well. Once that Shadow Shaman hits level 6, it's just going to be pushed down towers whenever that ultimate's up. Because you've got Venomancer with his wards, Shadow Shaman with his wards. That's a lot of damage output can come out from everywhere very, very early on. But it does look like Young Money Club this time will pick up the Visage as their other support. So they're the ones that are going to have those familiars scouting around the map once the Visage hits level 6, as well as that big burst damage from long range for the Soul Assumption, as well as that Grave Chill, which basically slows down and gives Visage all the bonus movement speed that he stole from the other hero.
Okay, so those familiars were used very well with just doing some damage, but mainly the scouting, particularly the dive
10
bombing into
seconds
the
to
Roshan
go.
pit to get some vision for his team. Going to be YMC picking it up this
5
time.
seconds.
We'll have to see what Azure decide to go with. I think the Windrunner pick in the last game actually worked
Reserve
out pretty
time.
well for them. Looks like they don't feel the same. They're going to go into reserve time to decide on their third pick with both the supports and well, I normally see Timbersaw go on the off lane, but he was mid last game. Clockwork going to be locked
Dyer's
in by
base.
Azure, and he is quite similar to the Timbersaw in that he jumps in and initiates. Although Clockwork actually can lock people in, and he's a little bit less defensively strong until he gets some levels in the power cogs. But I feel like he's more offensive than
Oh,
Timbersaw, so
level 1 cogs. Level 1 cogs are enough defenses that he needs. That's all he
okay.
needs. Level 1 cogs, and he can be as defensive as he likes. It just makes a big
10
wall that
seconds
no
to
one can
go.
pass very, very early on. So once he has that level 1 in
5
cogs, I mean,
seconds.
like, he's just ridiculously. He can just keep himself out of trouble most of the time. As long as he doesn't get locked in on low health with anyone, he can. And a puck pickup now from
Radiant's
Young Money
mid.
Club. So this is probably going to be the mid lane. Puck, one of these very, very good initiators in the mid lane, has the illusionary orb. Usually you see a very early blink dagger picked up, so she can just jump in, waning rift, silence up everyone, and then drop the dream coil, lock everyone down into a certain area, and basically it's just free range for someone like Timbersaw or even the Crystal Maiden if she wants to pop her ultimate.
Okay, so the mid lane being
10
decided.
seconds to
I'm
go.
wondering if the bounty hunter's gonna go mid or it will be the clockwork.
No, it's
No.
not going to be
5
Bounty.
seconds.
Okay.
It's not going to be Bounty. There's no way it's got a Green Earth. I'll put Venomancer in the mid lane before I put a Bounty Hunter.
Reserve time.
All right, lesson learned there. Fourth pickup for Azure. Do you have any predictions what they could go with? I guess they do have a carry in the bounty hunter. They're probably looking for another support.
Bounty Hunter's going to be more around an off lane ganking carries, ganking sort of carry. He's not going to be in the lane farming up as much. The only way he's going to be on the safe lane is if he's solo safe lane because they want that level 6 on him. They want the track gold to come up as quickly as possible. So Clockwork most likely at this stage could be going sort of into that mid lane. Wouldn't be bad, especially up against someone like Puck or the Timbersaw. He can do it, and a Disruptor pick up now. So this is going to be great. Someone like Puck wants to blink into the fight. He can just send them straight back out with Glimpse. And basically, there won't be much of a follow-up. Drop that Static Storm down, and with the Aghanim's upgrade now for that Static Storm, blocking all items as well as
10
all
seconds to
abilities.
go.
So even if you get caught in that Static Storm, you can't pop the BKB and get through
5
the wall.
seconds.
So not a bad pickup coming from Azure right now, especially with these heroes,
Reserve
especially with the way Young
time.
Lady Club played last game with a lot of TP and ganks, just so they were able to get in. It's like if Timbersaw wants to TP in too close to a tower and initiate into the fight, Disruptor can just glimpse him straight back out, and they're going to have to deal. And Young Lady Club are going to have to deal without having their Timbersaw there for that fight.
Oh, that's a very good point you make. I also like the synergy between Clockwork jumping in, creating the cogs, and then Disruptor just placing down another wall and dropping the Static Storm. I think that's going to be a really devastating initiation if they manage to pull it off. They've left their carry pickup for last so they can react to YMC. The band's going to be coming out now. I think both teams need a carry, so I'm wondering what bands we're going to see out. They don't need to worry about Gyro as much, I guess. Nakes has been banned out, so we won't be seeing him. Queen of Pain, the ban out. So am I
Radiant's
missing something
banned.
here?
Well, they could be possibly going for a mid lane. They could send Bounty into one lane and Clockwork into another and just wait for a mid laner. Um, it is a very possible choice. Clock can be used as an off laner as well as as well as a
10
normal
seconds to go.
like in the safe lane. Also, he can go into the mid. He's one of those heroes that are
5
very
seconds.
versatile, and no matter where you put him, he's going to get experience. He's going to get a bit of farm. Um, so there's not too much of an
Reserve
issue there. But
time.
we're just now waiting. We're into reserve time for this last ban out now by Azure. They're not sure exactly who they're going to go, and it wouldn't surprise me if there's a gyro ban out at all.
Okay, so I'm just thinking what other carries there are to pick up. They definitely don't want something like Drow that can just be jumped on and annihilated because there's a lot of assassination and mobility from the Azure guys. Um, oh well, I guess they're the ones banning out. Um, I really don't know, honestly. They're really running into the reserve time.
Yeah, they're really thinking hard about what they want to ban out here. They know Kayfini's not in the game this time, so whether it's going to be, and it's actually going to be a Storm Spirit ban out here. So one of these other heroes that can just sort of jump on a hero and blow the crap out of him, but it's going to be an anti-mage pickup here. So this is most likely going to be a 4 protect 1 strat. Get that anti-mage farmed up, have fights going everywhere else around the map, and letting that anti-mage farm up until it gets to a point where it's just absolutely ridiculous. I've seen 50-minute games where the anti-mage kill score has been 0-0-0 because he just hasn't been involved in anything and it's just been split pushing the entire game and taking out towers, and it's just ridiculously farmed. So
Yeah, well, with
it's
his
just yeah.
mobility, he's definitely going to be a very strong carry later on in the game. One of the stronger late game carries. Wonder what the Azure guys are going to go for. They could go for a melee carry themselves, like Alki or something. Although they probably want something that can actually. Oh, well, they've got Venomancer for the tower pushing, but they probably want to get some range in. They're really running out of the reserve time, so I'm not
Mid
sure.
lane Shadow Shaman. Mid lane Shadow Shaman.
Oh no.
And what?
Okay, maybe they heard me.
Yep. I don't care anymore. I'm out.
Okay.
I'm done. I'm just. That is just the last pick in a million years, I would think, that would be picked up right now in this game. But Azure, they are in a sort of a little bit of a tight spot right now, so you might as well throw out something that you think, Drow, not that bad actually against an anti-mage. She has a massive silence. She does have a slow as well as all that bonus agility and bonus damage she gets from both of her abilities. Which one are they? Precision Aura, which gives ranged bonus damage 18, 24, 30, 36%, and then marksmanship, which gives her a bonus 40, 60, 80 agility. So she get hit like a truck once she gets to level 16. All that bonus agility just helps her out so massively. But we are into the game. I will run through quickly the Azure lineup. Going over to the Disruptor will be Situ. We will have Necrolite being played by the... we'll be playing the Clockwork Goblin. Yeah, Necrolite will be played by Clockwork. That's a good one. Bounty Hunter is going to be played by Mega. We do have Drown Ranger, which is going to be Miguel. And then finally, we do have Citrus the Great will be playing on that Venomancer.
I do believe I casted a game of Azure last week where the Veno was played to great effect, so I'll have to see if they can replicate that. Representing YMC, who only need to win one more game, will be Eminem on the Anti-Mage with a very cool helmet on himself. You going to be, once again, on the Timbersaw, hopefully remembers how to use his Bloodstone. It will be Double X on the Visage. And rounding them out will be Jul Jan Jen on the Puck. So last time he was the Naga. It looks like he's going to be moving.
GV on the Crystal Maiden.
Oh, and GV on the Crystal Maiden. Sorry, I missed you there, buddy.
He's the one who was the Kayfini was a stand-in for last game. So it looks like that was a standard. This is their standard support hero, but Kayfini coming in, one of the great carries. They put him into the carry role. Just because he was a stand-in, but it does look like we have Eminem. He is running up to the top lane on that anti-mage right now. Puck will be taking up that middle lane. We do have Crystal Maiden following, and Visage following that anti-mage up, just to make sure, I think, that he gets a lot of farm. And a big shout-out to Optus right now by GV. I actually have a couple of shout-outs of my own to a couple of people I was talking to in the chat watching the other game, the final for the upper bracket, to Claves and Fracture. Shout-out to you boys who were in there chatting with me generally in that game. Good night. Actually, can you please restart the stream? It's not loading for anyone.
I'll do that now.
Okay.
Okay, so for the archive viewers, sorry for that. We just needed to restart the stream quickly.
But in the meantime, for all you people watching in the Dota TV, we already had a little bit of an engagement going onto Jewel in the mid lane, that Puck. We do have Clockwork going up against him, just beating down on him a little bit. The Venomous Gale came out from Venomancer, took away quite a bit of health. He is going to be popping his healing salve already, but we do have Clockwork. He's got himself lots of tangos, so he's going to have not too much of an issue. Puck really doesn't hit all that hard in the early game. It looks like he just really wants to get a little bit of farm, try and push out this lane. He's got enough for a bottle now, so he's probably going to be using one of those shared tangos on himself. Get that bottle out to him as quickly as possible, and there we go. Buys it up, sending it out, and he shouldn't have too many more issues in this mid lane.
Okay, so I'm wondering if the YMC guys are aware that they can cancel a lot of the Drow Ranger's damage by getting on top of her. They've got the Timber Chain from you, the mobility out of Julian, and of course the mobility of Eminem. So there's going to have to be a massive silence come out from Miggle on the Drow Ranger, or else he's going to have that marksmanship agility taken away from him. We'll have to see some awesome. What is the W from Disruptor? Glimpse. We're going to have to see some awesome glimpses out of him. So Miggle doing very well on the farm at the moment. 9-7. Going to be denying you out quite a bit. Hasn't actually picked up a single one for himself. Looks like they're pushing quite hard early on. Meanwhile, up at the top lane, Eminem just farming up, like you said. Rags doesn't want to push too hard early on, as Mega is going to try and disrupt the pulling from XX. Going to jump on top of him, do a little bit of damage. Not even jump, just walk up and kind of stab him in the face. As Invisibility Rune going to be picked up by Narcotic. He has bottled it, and Mega is being driven right into GV, but he does pop his Shadow Walk, which means he is going to be able to follow the enemy team here, YMC. I'm wondering if they're going to make something of it. Looks like Jewel is not going to head over to help. So, I'm not sure why Mega is electing to miss out on the XP at the top. He's going to jump on to double X. He is actually doing a lot of damage to him. Grave Chill going to go out and slow him down, and XX will sprint out of there. So it's interesting decision for Mega to leave Eminem to farm while he runs around the jungle stealth. Is he trying to disrupt the jungling and the pulling?
Yeah, I think he's just trying to stop the pulling at the moment because once this Crystal Maiden, I'm pretty sure, is just trying to get up as much as he can. And you have a look at this, he's just going in, he's just beating down on the Crystal Maiden and the Visage, making them waste all of their tangos and healing abilities, just so they're not going to be able to do anything else. Crystal Maiden, one of these heroes, wants to get a few points up in the Arcane Aura, so that way she's going to be able to help out her team, especially something like Anti-Mage, who really doesn't have the best mana pool early on, and really does not have the the ability to get early mana items besides something like Battle Fury. So if he ever needs to blink away or use his ultimate, he will always have the mana there for it.
Okay, so apparently we missed something at the bottom lane where you went in a little bit too aggressively. It was actually on the enemy team's jungle, so don't know what happened there, and it looks like he was executed by the Vul Assassins, who are currently beating down on the Siege tank. As we can see, Mega is continuing his harassment of the supports in the jungle, doing a good job of that, but he only has a single last hit under his name, so hopefully he manages to get some income going and some decent ganks. As
God, really, really lucky there. He had people smoked up on the top lane waiting for the rune to spawn. It actually spawns down in bottom lane. Is a regen rune, so he's going to be able to get up there. And this is just as the Visage and the Crystal Maiden rotate in from the top lane, trying to get a gank out, same as they did last game. But unfortunately, he wasn't there. He was actually off getting the rune. So Clockwork getting quite lucky there. Just moving in the right directions at the right time. And being able to get out. But down this bottom lane, yeah, Timbersaw, he's going to get shut down a little bit more this game because you do have the likes of Miguel down here on this lane. He's going to be farming up quite nicely. He's got himself some boots as well as a Wraith Band, and plus he's got the Frost Arrows, which are giving 11% move speed slow right now. So he's not going to have too much of an issue, and it does look like he's going in once again. Venomancer just doing some right-click damage, has 1 point up in that Poison Sting, so doing quite a bit right now to the Timbersaw as he tries to run away. And Timbersaw with no boots, with no farm, and with a Venomancer that has boots up already, he can't run away, and he's going to take a lot more damage than he really should be down here on this lane if he gets himself into bad positions.
He's still 0-0. We'll have a look at the hero level. He's at 3 as opposed to the 5 of Miggle. So Azure doing a fantastic job of shutting him down this game. He was definitely a presence in the last game. So Mega is going to stop.
Oh, and he's in trouble down here on the bottom lane already. He is going to use his Timber Chain out, but he is going to get glimpsed straight back in. And it's going to be another kill down on the bottom lane. Disruptor tries to Timber Chain his way out and use the TP, but the Disruptor glimpse just brings him straight back to where he was. Easy kills going out there, and a very interesting pickup on Miguel, a Morbid Mask early on. So I'm wondering if this is going to be a Mask of Madness Drow.
Oh, well, it's going to give him the sustain that he might need. Narcotic going to be jumped on, but Cogs are going to go out. Will Jewel fall to the tower? No, he's going to phase out for the time being. Jewel going to take a couple of tower hits. Going to phase out once again and be A-OK from that. Uses the charges of his bottle. Very well done there by the YMC guys, as a haste rune is going to be bottled up. And yeah, so there was another kill by Azure. I'm not sure where that went off. It might have been the timber chains or the
That
timber
was on the
saw.
bottom lane before.
Yeah, okay. So we'll have a look at the farm 26 to the who is in the mid lane for them. It is a Clockwork. He's doing all right for himself at 25, and yeah.
And
So,
Anti-Mage is having the time of his life. 44 last hits. He's barely missed any last hits so far up here on this top lane. He's just been having the absolute free farm. He's already got himself up a Perseverance, and he will be getting himself very, very close. He's going to be going raw Battle Fury right now. It wouldn't surprise me at all if this is coming up at around about the 10-minute mark for his Battle Fury. If he just keeps farming the way he is, without being stopped. And we see Bounty Hunter finally coming up here, but we have two heroes coming around. He's got no mana for it either. He's not going to be able to get out. We see the dust go down right now, and he's going to be in a lot of trouble. So Anti-Mage is going to be able to pick himself up a kill right now. Does pick up, and that's going to give himself his Claymore right now. So that's going to be even closer. He's only 1,200 away from finishing up that Battle Fury, and that's going to help him out so much, and he's going to be having the time of his life once he gets that. Basically free farm anywhere on the map he wants.
yeah, going to be able to blink around on a low cooldown and clear everything that he gets near. So it looks like smoke going to go out from the Azure guys. Going to try and get the gank on to Jewel on the Puck, but Puck not the easiest to gank. And it looks like the support's going to come out. Double ward going down from the Azure guys as Jewel could get jumped on. Will he be glimpsed? Looks like there's actually no mana on the Anti-Mage at the moment. Jump forward from Puck. He's going to phase out. Cock's going to go off from Narcotic as he timber chains his way through, and Jewel going to fall very low. Does end up falling. Citrus the Great going to be picked up as well. Double X falling low. He falls as well. Narcotic also going to fall. A 2 for 2 when all things are said and done. Disruptor going to wall the poor Crystal Maiden in. I don't think you can get close enough.
Oh, Bounty Hunter right now behind on the Crystal Maiden as well, going down. It looks like, oh, Frostbite under tower.
Oh, and meanwhile, we see Yu's going to timber chain his way out after picking up another kill. Will he head on over to the Illusion Runes? No, Citrus the Great going to pick that one up. He's going to timber chain out once again, but he is going now. The Plague Ward goes down, not going to do too much, and it looks like Eminem's finally realizing something's going on, but it is too late. So I think that ended up being in YMC's favor after that successful tower dive by Yu. And we may not be finished here as Mega is going to jump onto June eventually, but there is an Observer Ward. He's going to be jumped on. He has been silenced as Citrus the Great going to come in on the Venomancer, try and stop it. Visage not going to be trapped by the cogs there as the Crystal Maiden could be jumped on. Disruptor going to pick up a kill on the Visage. GV falling very low. Mega not going to pick up the kill with the Shuriken, but the Plague Ward gets the last one off. That was very well done by Azure there.
Just a quick thing, Cold. Apparently there's still no video. Have you put over to the right screen?
Yeah?
You're on the right screen on the next split?
Yeah?
You are? Well, apparently there's still no video.
Huh, okay.
I don't know what's going on.
Alright, well, I'll try relaunching it once again. At least the VOD will be good. Sorry for this, ladies and gentlemen. That was pretty crazy in the mid lane. Azure ends up on top overall with that double kill they managed to get. Bounty Hunter only got one assist.
Down on bottom lane right now. It looks like Disruptor's in quite a bit of trouble. Will glimpse out, but the Soul Assumption almost killing off. He will kill himself actually to creeps right now, so he doesn't get picked off by anyone else. We do have Miguel back down here on this bottom lane, pumping out some damage, trying to do some on the Timbersaw. Not getting enough. Does have 1 point now in her ultimate marksmanship. Does have that bonus 40 agility, so she's going to be quite good. She's got herself nearly 3,000 gold and hasn't bought anything else right now, so not sure exactly what she's going to be going with that. She's got that Morbid Mask, not sure what's going off, and Eminem now has a Battle Fury as well.
Okay, so he's going to head into the jungle and start clearing that out. Miguel could potentially go for a Shadow Blade or something like that to try and get out when the Timbersaw played by Yu jumps on top of him. He's going to be clearing out the creeps at the moment. The CS is actually doing fairly well. He's only 14 behind the Anti-Mage played by Eminem, who of course has had free farm the whole time. Looks like Mega going to chuck the track onto GV Crystal Maiden and gonna head on over. He finally does have the track. It took him a little while to pick it up. Only has phase boots, a stout shield, and a magic wand for himself with a TP scroll in the bank. GV going to reveal that he is in the mid lane. Eminem continuing to farm up. Narcotic up at the top getting some farm for himself. Rocket Flare going to come in, try and stop the push in the mid. Not actually going to do much, if anything. And it looks like YMC, like you said, Rags, they want to try and create pressure on the map so that Eminem can farm up. But I think Azure know what they need to be doing. They do manage to pick up the bottom tier 1 tower. Track goes on to Jewel, and it looks like Bounty Hunter going to be running forward. He does have the phase boots popped. Jewel going to use his phase shift there. Plague Ward going to go down, spit a globule of poison after him, and not too much happens.
Yeah, not at all. Oh, video's annoying me.
Oh, Meagles does have the Shadow Blade. He has popped it. He's going to run into the trees for now. Although it looks like YMC being very defensive. I hope the stream is up for SCD2. I've got no idea what's going on because the local recording is perfect. I wonder if someone else is on it. Oh, it looks like the Crystal Maiden forced to teleport out after he's trapped by Citrus the Great with some great Plague Ward placements. So the Veno working out very well for them as it did in the previous game. As Miggle going to pick up the double damage rune, and they may be heading into the mid lane here. Yu is there to try and defend it. Jewel going to be down at the bottom lane trying to pick up some farm for himself. And yeah, it's slowed down quite a bit now, Rags, as both teams kind of, they want to get the push on with different goals in mind. Eminem going to blink his way out, does cop a rocket flare to the face. Mega going to run forward, not be able to slow him up though. They are slowing down his farm by a little bit. Narcotic going to jump onto GV, gets frostbited, but he doesn't care as Yu's going to be jumping in as well. Mega going to be taking a lot of damage, does manage to stealth his way out. Visage going to get up a kill. Dry Ranger going to poon the Timbersaw. Disruptor picking up double kill for himself. 3 members of YMC have gone down. Visage could potentially be following. Drow Ranger is just doing ridiculous amounts of damage, but he will get locked up by a Jewel as Venomancer secures the kill on the Visage. Ends up being a 4 for 2 in Azure's favor. Citrus the Great may be falling here. I don't think there's much he can do. Yeah, Jewel gonna get a double kill from that one as the tier 1 tower could potentially fall. I don't think there's the glyph of fortification available, and Azure definitely doing much better this game, Rags, but it may not be enough. They do defend the mid tower, and the team's just gonna reset.
It's gonna be denied.
Oh.
Yeah, mid tower is going to be denied here by the Timbersaw as well as the Puck, so being denied out right now.
Oh, it's interesting.
And apparently the video is still not loading.
Okay, well, I'm not sure what I can do. I've done everything I can.
Well, you talk for a little while and let me try and figure something out.
Okay, so 3k gold in Azure's favor. The XP is almost bang on even, so Azure definitely doing better in this one. We saw the damage potential. Drow Range there. Cog's going to go out from Narcotic to trap Jewel under the tower, but it was aggroed onto the mini creep. Not going to be able to do much there. Bounty Hunter going to activate his haste rune to try and deal with the 4 members of YMC in the mid, while Eminem just farms his merry way on to his late game. As track going to be popped on to you, the tier 1 tower of mid going to start getting pushed. Top tower is close to going down. It does end up falling, doesn't get denied. So glyph of fortification almost wasted there. I think it was actually wasted. And YMC going to back out for now. Mega heading on down to the bottom lane. The smoke of deceit popped by the supports of Azure. They could potentially be going onto the anti-major as a teleport going off from Narcotic on the clockwork, as Eminem gonna back off for now. Doesn't have his tier 2 boots, and he's gonna have to be very quick with his blink on a 5-second cooldown. Now he's gonna blink down to the jungle and get out for now. And looks like his team is here to back him up, so Mega has to be very careful. He's going to be Dust of Appearance and fall very quickly. No, hasn't actually died yet. He does end up falling to Juljan, who picks up a killing spree. Pseudo going to fall as well. Puck ends Disruptor's favor. Venomance picked up a kill on someone. Ends up being a 3 for 2 in Azure's favor. Definitely didn't expect that one. That was really well played by Azure. Again at a 2-kill advantage over the enemy, as Visage is going to run out of there. Let's have a look at the difference killed. They're now over 5,000 in the lead in the gold. YMC still in the lead with the XP. I'd say that'd be mostly Eminem's doing. But Azure, they're doing this really well. They're trying to end the game before Eminem can get going and get their own Drow Ranger. He's already at level 11. Does have an Ogre Club and the Shadow Blade. So going to be going for BKB. And how are we going with the streaming problems, Rags?
Getting there.
Okay. I'll just keep talking. Then Rocket Flare going to be going to the bottom lane to try and stop the push of Eminem. He's going to start blinking his way out of there. Some really nice ward coverage from YMC. All things considered, it's definitely the way you get back into the game. He's got his dust of appearance, which is definitely fair enough against Shadowblade and Bounty Hunter. Double damage ring going to be bolted by Clockwork. He's going to try and TP out, but the Drow Ranger is just doing ridiculous amounts of damage. Takes him out in a couple of auto hits, and of course does get the bonus gold from the track. So we'll have a look at the net worth. 8,800 on Miggle to the 7,400 of Eminem on the anti-mage. He's actually doing better than him at the moment, so we were skeptical of the Drow pick, but they're making it work for the time being. Azure slowed down a little bit. All the tier 2 towers of YMC remain. Smoke of Deceit going to be popped here as they try and run forward. Blink forward from Juljan, and the silence onto Mega. They're going to try and finish him off. Jul will pick that one up for himself as Miggle's going to be Shadowblading in here and is going to almost force shot the Crystal Maiden. Going to be frostbited there, and Citrus the Great manages to secure that one for himself. Mega, the only casualty for 3 deaths on YMC's favor. Chakram going to do almost nothing. Eminem is down at the bottom lane pushing, but Azure, they've definitely got YMC's number in this one, really using that mid-game spike of Miggle on the Drow Ranger, who's currently at 1,100 gold, as the Glyph of Fortification going to be used for the T2 at the bottom lane, stop Eminem's push in its tracks, as the Familiar going to head on over. Tier 2 tower for the top lane is going to now fall, and Miggle is getting very close to his BKB as a teleport is going on from someone, not sure who that was. 5,000, over 5,000 gold in the favor of Azure, and they're now vastly ahead in the XP, over 2,000. And YMC, they've got to make something happen with Eminem. They've got to either stall for longer or get him involved in the fights, because they're getting picked apart at the moment. We'll have to see if Azure can keep the train going, though.
Alright, do me a favor.
Yep.
Shut down your stream.
Okay.
Tell me when you've done it.
Okay, SC do is down.
I'm going to put mine up
Okay.
and see if it's an issue with Twitch or whether it's just an issue with you.
Okay. So, we still got the VOD going. Looks like Mega going to... No, he's not going to jump onto the Crystal Maiden. He is going to pick himself up a Haste Rune. We'll have a look at the items while there's a bit of a lull in the action. Veil of Discord picked up by Citrus. Definitely going to help out the damage as Citrus the Great going to be jumped on, cleaned up instantly, as Static Storm going to go down from the Disruptor on Situ. Nycotic going to jump onto you and is going to be falling very quickly there. Kill goes on to the Crystal Maiden. Nycotic going to pick up a kill on the Timbersaw. Visage is also going to fall to the Rampaging Venomancer, while Eminem is up at the top. His teammates, 3 of them, have died once again. Jul, the only survivor of the fight, the only casualty for Azure, was the Venomancer, who is going to town with his Veil of Accord, and it looks like Eminem going to try and get the T1 up at the top. Meanwhile, Miggle is down at the bot doing a lot of damage to the tower. Going to take some damage from Jewel, but not going to be enough, as Mega, he wants to go on to Eminem there. Going to blink into the trees and TP out, so Mega not going to be able to do anything about that one, but he successfully defends the push. Meanwhile, down at the bottom lane, Miggle Z just going absolutely crazy with the pushing. He has his BKB, has a Blade of Alacrity, so he could be going for a Sanjin Yasha or Manta style.
Manta style.
Manta style? Yeah, that would probably be a good pickup.
I've got Manta style.
Okay. Oh, blink forward from Jewel. They're going to pick off Situ there. Great pick off from YMC, but they're currently 6 kills behind. That one goes to GV on the Crystal Maiden. Citrus the Great going to throw out the Veil of Discord. Does a decent bit of damage to GV there. Pops down a Plague Ward for good measure. Dust of Appearance can be popped by you. Not going to do much of anything.
Crystal Maiden could be in a lot of trouble. She's asking to be denied right now. No, it's just going to be picked up by Venomancer right there. Getting kicked down. We go down into the bottom lane right now. It looks like we do have Miguel in a lot of trouble. We do have the anti-mage going down as hard very quickly on that Drow. Drow getting picked off right now. Will be able to blink himself out of there. Does pick off that Drow Ranger, stops her from farming, and anti-mage with the Usher as well as Battle Fury getting quite deadly right now. We do have Dream Coil go off down in the bottom lane as well, and it does look like we have Clock. Will he be able to get out? Yes, he will, just by the skin of his teeth. The Dream Coil was dropped by Park, which means there was no one stuns around, so he was instantly able to TP out of there. There was not quite enough burst damage to try and kill off that Clockwork in the time.
Okay, so he's going to pick himself up a Black King buff for his troubles, so he'll be able to ignore you mostly, as well as Jan on the puck, who has himself a Blink Dagger, like you said. Going to refill his bottle there. He's going to pick up himself up an Ultimate Orb, which I'm not actually sure what that builds into, so he could potentially be going for a Scythe of Vice to try and slow down the Drow Ranger. We'll have a look at the last hits. 195 on this Anti-Mage. He is going crazy, but I'm not sure if he's worth... He is worth a couple hundred more than the Drow Ranger at the moment, so it's definitely going to be Eminem versus who is it, Miggle down here. They've both been farming their hearts out, both worth tons of money. The Drow Ranger actually picking up the lead there. No, they're neck and neck at the moment. Looks like the Azure guys, they want to shut down the Anti-Mage, but he's going to once again TP out. Yeah, they can't lock him down, and Miggle going to continue farming at the bottom lane. Azure, they've done really good at keeping the aggression going. They're going to have to try and continue. Blink forward from Jewel on to Citrus. The Great Timber Chain going to come in, and he will be taken down. Mega going to be dust of appearance. He'll fall as well. So Azure being taken out there, definitely not what they wanted. Situ going to try and get the kinetic filled up, not going to do much of anything. Narcotic tanking up the tower at the moment. Nice flare. Is it going to pick up GV on the Crystal Maiden? Visage also went down, so it looks like a 2 for 2 currently, with a buyback popped from Azure, and now Miggle is joining the fight. Anti-Mage going to be heading down as well. Tier 2 in the mid going to fall, and that is the last piece of outer infrastructure for YMC, and looks like they may transition into a Roshan.
Yeah, this is the thing about a Drow Ranger. With that bonus agility she gets, she can do a lot of damage to towers very, very quickly, especially with a couple of items just on her. She has enough to pick up that full Yasha right now. I don't know what's going on with the streaming at the moment, but mine doesn't seem to be working either.
Okay, so it looks like it's a problem with Twitch, so that's good to know.
Yeah, it's a problem with the channel, it seems to be, but it does look like they're giving up on that Roshan pit right now. They really don't want to try and keep going on this. The Familiars came in, did stomp down, so there's not going to be much. And Anti-Mage instantly jumps straight into the pit, wants to start beating down on Roshan as well, but we do have a Shadow-Bladed Miguel with a double damage rune. She's going to be able to output a lot of damage, but we do have going down into that bottom lane. Bounty Hunter getting out by the skin of his teeth, using it, and it does look like, there we go, Roshan will end up going down right now. Miguel with a double damage, with his Shadow Blade, also has himself up. Aegis of the Immortal now is going to be beating down very, very hard on quite a few people. So, hold on. Yeah, not good right now.
No, you're doing a great job, the XP spiking back up in their favor. I really liked what the Venomance and the Clockwork did, so hang on, let's get their names first. Citrus the Great and Narcotic. They actually blocked off, if you see with those wards there, they used the Cogs and the Plague Wards to actually block off the Anti-Mage from getting in. He couldn't, I think he blinked up to the wall and then couldn't, like, try to attack his way through it, but he couldn't. So that was really nicely done by Azure to secure that one for themselves. YMC definitely wanted to try and steal it away. So Eminem going to continue farming up. He's got the Familiars coming up to help him. Miggles looks like he wants to 1v1 Black Ops this Anti-Mage, but he's going to lose the marksmanship bonus if Eminem jumps on top of him. We might see the battle of the farmed carries here, Rags, although it looks like Eminem going to get his way out of there very quickly. The Illusion's going to be one hit by Miguel, and Radiant's top tower's hurting, apparently, as it looks like we may have a fight in the mid lane here.
Yeah, it looks like everyone's trying to get down into this mid lane right now, just trying to get out, and we hear the Clockwork go off, but he did not actually pick up anyone, so a little unfortunate there for him. Venomance overextending probably just a little bit. We see the pings going off right now, and Radiant's Courier actually does end up going down as well. Not quite sure exactly where that was, but a little unfortunate for these guys not being able to jump onto that, and a little extra gold now going over the way of YMC with that Courier going down, but they are still behind by a little bit. You go over to the gold, Azure over 10,000 ahead, but the experience only about 1,500 in Azure's favor. So, I mean, not too much coming out right now, and it's all resting on this Anti-Mage. You see this a lot. It's a 4 protect 1 strat. They want that Anti-Mage, they want him heavily farmed, they want him to be doing all the damage, and Manta style now for the Drow Ranger, so she's going to be having the time of her life, just being able to use those illusions to push down towers as well. And that Morbid Mask she picked up very early, still nothing else. Just still a Morbid Mask, and that's it. But Anti-Mage down in the bottom lane, pushing down here all by himself, and it does look like he's going to be backing off for now. Flinging himself into the trees. A little afraid of being caught out right now, I'm thinking, and now he's going to blink back out and jump down, but he's going to be in a lot of trouble. We do have the Drow Ranger coming down right now, and we do have the Anti-Mage. He does blink out. Frost arrows are going, and will there be enough damage right now? No stun, no nothing, no silence. Not going to be able to do it, and in the meantime, in the mid lane, Bounty Hunter will be picked up by the Timbersaw, and we do see the Venomancer actually lets off the thing, but will this be enough? Will Crystal Maiden go down from that? She does, yes. She will end up going down. And Timbersaw, does he make it? He makes it back, and he will actually still go down to the Venomancer Gale in the base. So Venomancer managing to pick up 2 for the trade, for 2 right there. A pretty good trade actually in the favor of Venomancer. So Venomancer getting himself a little bit of extra cash from that. Didn't get the experience, has got an ultimate orb up, so highly doubt it's going to be Asgardi. Most likely a Sheepstick, probably to help out his team a little bit more during these fights. But Anti-Mage back up on that top lane, farming away once again. Has himself 3.3 thousand right now. So I wonder if he's actually going to go into a heart next, or maybe just buy a straight out BKB.
I would say BKB would be better. It was actually a really nice dodge by him on the silence from Miguel, as we could see the carries 1v1ing once again. Just going to run... Oh, no, actually, I don't think the Anti-Mage is there. He's going to blink off to the side. The flare is going to reveal him, but he has jumped down as... Oh, nice cog from the...
The silence goes off as well. So he's in himself a lot of trouble right now, and that will be a pickup by Necrolite, but he's going to be stuck in the trees now. No way of escaping.
He's going to have to wait for a TP scroll. That was fantastic, though.
Oh, there's no Korea. It's up in 20 seconds.
Okay. He's stuck here for now. He's got a Plague Ward next to him for company, at least.
Yeah, just, you know, new girlfriend, chatting her up, seeing how she's going. You know how it is.
Oh, she's not got much time left.
But we do see Bounty Hunter scouting out in the mid lane right now, trying to find anyone. We'll be tracking up on the Visage right now. So Visage is tracked. He knows the puck's going back into the base as well. Does not know where anyone else is. Actually, they know they're on bottom lane because they could see him with the creeps down there. Haste Rune on Crystal Maiden. Very interesting that Crystal Maiden got that rather than, say, the puck. But it will be going into a push in mid lane right now. If TP Scroll finally comes out to the clockwork, he's going to be TPing himself back to base, get himself all mannered back up, and then probably join this push in the mid lane right now. Let's off a rocket just for good measure. As you can see, it's flying through the air. Actually, it's over the camera right now. There we go. Come back down. And boom.
Okay, so the Anti-Mage going to be respawning in a few seconds here, Rags. It looks like the Azure guys want to get as much pushing on as they possibly can. Plague Ward's going to be pew-pewing away at the tower. Another one going to go down there. Citrus the Great doing a great job at picking kills up, even post-mortem, as Mega is waiting off to the side here. He's picked himself up an Ogre Club. Going to throw out the track on Eminem. That is very key. They know exactly where he is now. Age is going to run out soon on the Drow Ranger, so I wonder if YMC are aware that her second life is going to be over soon. Chakram going to go out, not do much, and the mid tower getting very low, actually. It's down to half of its health. Eminem is still tracked up. It's going to run out quite soon here. Another track going down on double X. And we'll have to see if Azure can manage anything here. Their bottom tower is being wailed on. The top one...
Anti-Mage blinking out of the base.
Oh, that was risky.
That was ballsy. That was quite ballsy on his behalf. But not going to be able to do it. We see the Familiars come out trying to take out the Plague Wards at the moment. There's like 6 Plague Wards sitting there. Well, there was 6 Plague Wards sitting there, and just starts beating down. And you have a look at this. The Anti-Mage illusions are coming out right now, taking out these Plague Wards, but it's not going to work for them because basically they can just beat down on them as well and take out a lot. And these Anti-Mage illusions aren't lasting very, very long. So this is why I thought maybe, just possibly, it was going to be a hard Anti-Mage because he really wanted it. And there we go. We got the blink straight in now, and Timbersaw will go down instantly there. A nice hook in right now. Crystal Maiden's caught up in the cogs as well, and this is going to be a tier 3 tower in mid. And it does look like the Venomancer does pop off his ulti as well as that Veil of Discord. We do have Puck. She's not going to be game to jump in there right now. The stuns go down from the Familiars, but BKB up on that Drow Ranger. She's not going to have too much issue, and she looks like they're just going to try and take this Rax as quickly as they possibly can. You see the Puck. Puck is trying to orb in, try and get rid of as many of these creeps as possible, but this is going to be the mid-racks going down. Not going to be able to do anything. 3 people dead right now. It looks like they're going to transition straight up into the top lane as well. And Drow right now, as farmed as she is, can just rip apart anything they want. And there we go. This is going to transition straight into 2. But we do have an Anti-Mage just picked himself up a BKB. But Disrupt has also picked up a mech as well. So he's got the bonus push that he wants to come out. But the tier has gone down. And we do have an Invis Bounty Hunter right now. And BKB instantly being used right now by the Anti-Mage. And being bursted down right now by Miguel. Miguel does a lot of damage. Does manage to take out that Anti-Mage, and it looks like Timber Sword's in a little bit of issue as well. The Drow's just sitting there right-clicking to her heart's content right now to anyone that she wants, and she's going to pick herself up another kill right now, double kill now for the Drow Ranger, killing off that Visage, and the only one to survive right now is the Pug, and the GG's called by Young Money Club, so this will be going to a third game.
Wow, that was so well done, Razor. There was valuable time wasted on Azure's part in the mid as the backdoor protection stopped them taking the tower for a little bit, but they managed to go through it at the end, and that last kill on Eminem really sealed the Young Money Club's fate. I think he wasn't able to burst Miguel down, and I think he turned to the to try and get Disrupted down. He didn't even manage that, so really well done by Azure here, evening up the series. We're sorry about the stream delays, the stream problems, everyone. So we'll be going into Game 3. We'll quickly nominate an MVP. I'd like to give it to Citrus the Great. I think he did a really good job.
Yeah, go right ahead. I'm just trying to fix out this stream again.
Alright, so thank you for tuning in, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be going to Game 3 to see who takes the series out. Going to be very exciting to see who manages it. This is Cold Blood and Ragnarok signing out.